Welcome to Just the Story. I've never really liked to travel. Even before 9/11, I like to avoid traveling. Airplane travel is probably the worst for me. At first I thought it was because I primarily flew on small planes. I remember flying home from LA. I waited in the lobby for the other passengers, and while I was waiting, I watched the janitor and the gardener spruce up the place a bit. Since this was the last flight of the day, I went up and gave my ticket to the attendant. I was surprised when he followed me into the plane and then buckled up in the adjacent seat. We got to talking, and it seems that he actually lived in LA. Every day he flew to my hometown and took tickets and then flew back to Los Angeles. I laughed. And then I noticed that the janitor and the gardener were also getting on the plane and making themselves comfortable. Half the plane was full of support staff for the office. I kind of expected the pilot was going to go turn off the lights in the building, but he left them on after all. Those planes were small, and in some cases in LA traffic, it took longer to get to the airport than the actual length of the flight. Well, when I got a job that required flying, I did unwind a bit, but it was the baggage pickup that bothered me. Let me tell you why. I flew into one of the big airports. This airport was monstrous. I got off my flight, grabbed my bags, and waited for my boss to come and pick me up. I amused myself by trying to match the luggage with the people that are going to pick it up, but that game came to a quick stop when I saw the plastic bag. This airport had sort of a lazy river baggage train. The bags came in from another room on a conveyor belt. The conveyor belt went straight for a little while, and then swerved to the right, and then swerved to the left, and then right again, and then it disappeared back into the wall again. Sometimes, if people were too slow, they had to wait for the luggage to emerge on the other side again. So this plastic bag was long. It was about 6 feet long, and it was about 3 feet around. The bag was a dark lime color, so you couldn't quite see what was in it. Like all bags, it sort of took the shape of what was in it, and it was a very weird shape. The first time along the lazy river, I thought it was maybe a musical instrument inside the bag, or maybe several instruments. However, the second trip past me revealed that there was something with give in the bag, maybe a stuffed animal or something. I decided maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's a mannequin or a CPR dummy. I walked over and helped an older woman with her bags. Not that I'm a nice person, rather I wanted to get a better look at the bag. I got the better look. The bag was tinted in the middle, and the plastic was partially transparent. Through it, I saw fingers. That meant that the other end was feet. It was a dead body. Somebody was shipping a dead body through luggage. I backed away and sat down. My boss called. She said that she would be a little bit later than expected. So I sat there for an hour and watched the body go round and round. Sometimes it got hung up on someone else's luggage. One time it got in a jam with a group of golf clubs. Another time it was covered with bright Hawaiian flower luggage that went great with the green of the body bag. I was beginning to lose interest in my dead friend, but it was reawakened when 2 more bagged bodies entered the luggage conveyor belt. One was a black bag that seemed very dignified and old school, while the other was an off-colored white bag which left nothing to the imagination as to what was in the bag. Heck, saran wrap would have done better for concealing it, although I don't think they make saran wrap dispensers quite that big. I named the black bag Belvedere. and I named the whitish bag Cece, and I named the original green one Hank. Belvedere took longer to get around the track because he was too big to get out of the way. Cece was faster because if she was in a luggage jam, she was light enough to go over the luggage. However, when people got nearer, they backed away quickly. Eventually, my boss showed up just as I was compiling stats of the 3 bags winning. I spent the 2 days training classes, and after the last class, I was dropped off by one of the drivers. I told my driver about what I'd seen coming in. He nodded, and he said he was always picking up lab stuff from the baggage claim, and there always seemed to be bodies circling the lazy river. Between arriving and leaving, true purgatory. And that's just the story. Hi, I'm DM Fitzgerald. I'm the creator of Just the Story. If you enjoyed our program, please like and subscribe because we have a ton of more content coming your way.